In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends creating a buzz here in China. On today's show, we'll discuss Chinese men buying Vietnamese brides. A term has been coined for unmarried people over the age of 30. They are considered leftover singles. Gender and wealth disparities have complicated marriages. There are more men than women in China, but women over the age of 27 are considered leftovers. According to China's 6th population census, there are more than 11 million unmarried men in the age group between 30 and 39 years old. There are about 5 million single women in the same age group. The pressure seems to be getting to some Chinese men. Some are looking abroad to find a wife now, particularly in Vietnam. Chinese men looking to marry see several advantages in turning to Vietnam. One is that Vietnam has 5 women for every 3 men. Another is the huge price difference. The cost of getting married in China can reach over 300,000 US dollars. The cheapest price for getting married to a Vietnamese girl through an agency is 30,000 renminbi. That's less than 5,000 US dollars. The fee includes overseas dating expenditures, a wedding in Vietnam, and the referral fee for agencies. A more expensive option includes a wedding in China, which can total 10,000 US dollars. Chinese law prohibits overseas matrimonial agencies. However, there are a lot of online and offline advertisements for the agencies. Some net users made fun of the low price. One wrote, quote, "At the price of several iPhones, one can buy a Vietnamese bride. Those agencies even provide an after-sales service for when the wife runs away. That seems to be a big bargain." Another net user added, quote, "After having a baby, their child could learn a foreign language for free. It could cost even more for a foreign language class." A young construction worker from Chongqing preparing his passport for Vietnam gave his opinion on the wives.
I think Chinese girls nowadays are too enthusiastic about material items. I'm from a small village. My family cannot afford an urban Chinese girl. I feel inferior while hanging out with Chinese girls in big cities. I want a pretty Vietnamese wife. The marriage would cost less, and a Vietnamese girl will make me feel more confident.
Most Vietnamese girls chosen by the agencies are aged between 18 and 25 years old. After a Chinese man picks one of the Vietnamese women, then the woman would get a physical exam and a visa application. Before the wedding, the Chinese man would pay the Vietnamese family a dowry of several $100s. A Vietnamese wedding, including a feast, would cost only $2,000. After the wedding, the man can bring back his Vietnamese bride to China. One net user pointed out, quote, "I have heard many Vietnamese families only ask for a dowry of $100. However, $100 is already a huge amount of money for them. This is actually similar to marriage in China, where most girls ask for houses and cars as dowry. The only difference is the lower living conditions of Vietnam." Most of these Vietnamese brides don't even speak basic Chinese, when they leave their country, that is. Many commented on the communication problems. Many net users also recognize these marriages as human trafficking. One net user wrote, quote, "These men are consumers who buy the brides from agencies. Marriage is supposed to relate to love. They need to spend their whole lifetime together rather than a loveless marriage between two humans that are unable to communicate." As one should expect, the marriages don't usually have a fairy tale ending. In Long Yen City of the Fujian province, more than 2,000 Vietnamese brides have entered the city in recent years. The number of runaways reached 25%. Once the foreign brides escape, the Chinese husbands need to face complex transnational litigation for divorce. Those brides who stay with their husbands have to deal with the complexities of receiving permanent Chinese residency. Chinese law requires foreign applicants to stay married in China for at least 5 years. The citizenship and marriage certifications should be registered in both the Vietnamese embassy and with the Chinese government. Before getting residency rights, those Vietnamese women would need to renew the visa every year. Otherwise, they will lose both their Vietnamese nationality and their chance of getting Chinese residency rights. There are several major topics at play with these marriages. One is the huge gender discrepancy in China's population. The second is the commoditization of women. The third are the complexities of visas and citizenship in China. The fourth are pressure for wealth and marriage in both Vietnam and China.